Hello students, in last lecture we have studied some topics from matrix spaces. Today we will start paper number 2, real analysis. Real analysis 1. In this paper we have 3 topics: sets and function, second sequence of real numbers, third series of real numbers. For this we will follow the book by R.R. Goldberg. Title of book is Methods of Real Analysis. From that today we will start sets and function chapter. Earlier at school level you have studied sets. In secondary school, higher secondary level, that is in 11th, 12th, you come across the relation function concepts. But for this real analysis, we require the concept of sets function. Basically in the chapter, to talk about the finite set, infinite set, countable set, uncountable set, we need the concept of function, and that's why we will revise the concept of sets and function in our first lecture. So what is a set? Set is collection of well-defined objects. Collection of well-defined objects. Objects of sets are known as elements of set, members of set. Sets are denoted by capital letters. Are denoted by capital letters A, B, C and so on. Now, if I have some set A, arbitrary set, and some element of that set is A. Elements are denoted by small letters. So, if A is element or member or object of set A, then we write A belongs to A. Read as A belongs to A. Set A. This symbol is Greek letter epsilon. It is used for belongs to in set theory. While in study of functions, limit, continuity, this epsilon is for very small real number. For that purpose we are going to use that epsilon notation. But here epsilon stands for belongs to. If A is not element of A, then we write A doesn't belong to A. This is well familiar to you. After studying sets, element of set, we have to revise the concepts of number sets. Set of numbers which are studying from school level. So you have studied first set of counting numbers, set of natural numbers, set of natural numbers. In listing method or tabular method, we write elements of that set enclosed by braces. and by giving commas. If it is infinite set, we write 1, 2, 3. There is no end for this counting numbers. One after one, we are getting numbers, and that's why we have to put 3 dots after writing few numbers of that set. So set of natural number contain 1, 2, 3, etc. Even from first standard, you are studying those numbers. Then later on, you come across set of whole numbers, which is denoted by W notation, set of whole numbers. What is that set? It just contains 0 additional to set of natural numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. After whole number set, you study set of integers, set of integers. This contain natural numbers 1, 2, 3, so on, 0, negatives of natural numbers -1, -2 and so on. After integer, you have studied rational number set, set of rational numbers, set of rationals. What is a rational number? A real number which is written in the form P by Q, where Q is a non-zero integer and P is also integer. So it contains number of form P by Q, where PQ are integers and denominator is not 0. Then you are familiar with real line, set of real numbers. You have studied surds, and then you have defined the concept of real number. Real number is difficult one, but which numbers are known on real line? Well, we know that on real line, every point represent a number which is real number, as well as conversely, every real number represents some point on that real line. And a real number which is not written in the form P by Q is known as irrational number. You have also studied square root of any prime natural number is irrational number. Or if nth root of some rational number is not rational, then that number is known as irrational number. So in FOBS algebra course, you proved that if P is a positive prime integer, then square root of P is irrational number. As there are infinitely many prime numbers, there are infinitely many irrational numbers. We are going to prove that set of irrational numbers is uncountable set, while set of rational numbers is countable. Infinite set is classified into two types: countable set and uncountable set. Sets are divided into finite set, infinite set. Infinite set is again divided into two classes: countable and uncountable set. Real number, just I explain it. Then you have studied complex number set. We know that any polynomial equation of n degree has at most n roots, real roots. But in complex number, if I take polynomial with real coefficient, then that nth degree polynomial equation has exactly n roots in set of complex number. So after that, you have studied set of real numbers, which is denoted by R symbol, and then you have studied set of complex number, which is written contain number of types z equal to a plus ib, where a and b are real numbers and I is equal to square root of minus 1. In our state board, higher secondary state board, you have studied complex number firstly in 11th class. So you are familiar with those sets. Even though while studying the set concept, students are not clearing definition of set in fact. Observe that they are unable to understand meaning of well-definedness. So if I ask question to you that write this set of clever students in your class, then you will think that which student is considered to be clever student. So you are unable to write that one. So there is ambiguity in cleverness. But if I say that clever student in class is nothing but a student who got more than 70% in previous class, then then you can write set of clever students from your class. Means firstly I am defining well-definedness of that object. Then you are able to write that one. That is the meaning of that. Again, to clear this concept clearly, if I ask question like write set of prime real numbers, set of all prime numbers in set of real number. I observe that the students are giving answers to be 2, 3, 5, 7 and so on, which are studied at school level. Firstly you studied natural number, then you have studied concept of prime numbers, composite number. So at that time what definition you have studied for prime number? A number which is only divisible by 1 and itself is called as prime number. Means you are dividing some natural number by other natural number, you are finding its quotient, remainder, you are writing dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. That type of example you have solved at school level only up to 7th standard. Till that you don't come across this set of rational numbers or real numbers. So means you are using that divisibility concept on only natural number set. But when you study the concept of real numbers in 8th or 9th standard, then you are not solved examples like divide one real number by other non-zero number, find its remainder quotient and express dividend as quotient into remainder plus quotient into divisor plus remainder form. That type of example you are not studied. Or find the greatest common divisor, least common multiple of two real numbers, two rational numbers. That type of examples you are not studied. Even if in our Pune University we are studying algebra at FY level, calculus at FY level. In algebra we have integer chapter. In integer chapter you are studying concept like prime number, divisibility concept, then to find greatest common divisor of two numbers. While in real number we are checking whether set is bounded above, bounded below to find supremum, infimum, but we are not dividing one real number by other one. Why are we not studying prime number concept there? In fact, you have studied field axioms of set of real numbers. While for set of integer, we are not studying field axioms. set of integers is not filled, while set of real numbers is a field. So in field axiom, there are totally 10 axioms. For integer, every non-zero element may not have multiplicative inverse. 2 into which element is 1? So 2 into half is 1, but this half doesn't belong to Z. Means 2 has no multiplicative inverse. So if A is a non-zero real number, then its inverse is 1 by A. And this property fails in set of integer. And that's why set of integers is not filled. We are not interested in studying field concept here. But as I have to talk about the prime numbers. So prime number depends on divisibility concept. On set of real number, we are just talking about two operations, addition and multiplication. What about subtraction? If I have to write A minus B, if A and B are two real numbers, then A minus B is written as A plus minus B. Means I can write subtraction in terms of addition. Minus B is also real number. So as it is possible to write difference operation in terms of addition, that's why we are not studying subtraction operation separately there. Similarly, in R, A divided by B, A divided by B is same as A into 1 by B. For B not equal 0, means that division is expressed in terms of multiplication, and that's why division is just like as a multiplication, and that's why there are only two operations on set of real number. Division is expressed in terms of multiplication, subtraction is expressed in terms of addition. So there is no divisibility concept defined on set of rational number or complex number set or real number set, or set in which every element has multiplicative inverse. On that, divisibility concept is not there, and that's why as prime number is defined in terms of divisibility, so there is no concept of prime number or even number or odd number or concept like find GCD of two numbers, least common multiple of two numbers in real number, complex number set or rational number sets. So set of prime numbers in R is empty set. This is wrong. This is wrong. So this is the well-definedness of that object. Prime number, in which set you are asking prime number, that is the important. If I don't ask, in which set you are talking about it? Universal set is a set which contains all those subsets which you are taking for your study. So when I am talking about prime number, even number, odd numbers, or to find greatest common divisor, least common multiple of numbers, then universal set for these concepts is set of integers. Even though set of real number is superset of that, it contains set of integer, but I cannot treat set of real number as universal set for those concepts. And those concepts we require for well-definedness in set. Okay? For example, if I write some x to be, say, phi, set containing phi, 1, 1, 2. What I have written here? X contains empty set. X contains set containing empty set. This phi is not equal phi. These two objects are different. This one is in this subset containing 1, 2. this is one element. This set itself is one element of this set X. Okay. So if I write whether 2 belongs to X, 2 lies here, but 2 is not member of this. 2 is not member of this, because X contain empty set containing phi, number 1, and set containing 1, 2. So it doesn't contain 2 number. Okay. So whether set containing 2 is subset of X, till we are not talk about the subset concept. So while talking about subset, we will come across all these concepts, but for well-definedness, this example is important, prime number concept is important, and from that we can clear definition of universal set, etc. So today's discussion will stop here. Thank you. In next lecture, we will study operations on set, subset, laws of that operations on subsets, etc. Okay, thank you.